originally planned this event, it wasn't only me who was going to be standing up doing the talking, there was a couple of others as well. I'm afraid you're stuck with me tonight. That being said, one of my friends and colleagues at the Astronomical Society has pre-recorded a talk for us, a little 5-minute video, and he's explaining about the wonders above us. Some of you may have seen the pictures on the display boards at the back as you've been coming in. A lot of people do say to us, really, you took that photo in your back garden. It's surprisingly easy. Okay, you need a bit of equipment, but a bit of perseverance, a bit of practice, you can really take some really quite amazing photos. So this is a little video by my friend Gerry Fisher from the Big Bang Farm.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying the show this evening. My name is Gerry Fisher from the York Astronomical Society, and tonight we'd like to show you the wonders above us from York. The following images were all taken from York using the following equipment: the naked eye, binoculars or small telescope, large telescope, and the DSLR or camera or iPhone. And this is followed all the way through so you can see which items you can see yourself. So celestial objects are categorised in several ways. Two of the common ones are the New General Catalogue and the Messier, named after Charles Messier, who developed a system while searching for comets. He labelled the book with the prefix M, such that he could eliminate them from his search, so he could carry on and know that that is not a comet. Galaxies. This is a Hubble image, which Hubble telescope, which we've all heard of, shows lots and lots of galaxies, and this is a true image of what is out there. There are so many, it is absolutely crazy. And we like to see a few of them in the York Astronomical Society. This galaxy, the Whirlpool Galaxy, derives its name from the way that it is actually spinning, as most galaxies do, and it's actually drawing in, like a whirlpool, the small galaxy over on the left. And hence you can see it's seeable through a small telescope, a large telescope, and of course you can photograph it as we have here. Andromeda Galaxy. Now this is our nearest galaxy. It's one that's destined to collide with our own in many, many millions of years. We won't be able to see it. It is possible it could pass right through, because this has been apparently something that's happened in the past with galaxies. They come close and pass through. As dense as it looks, they are very, very spacious. All those things are spread apart. It just looks like they're all together because it's such a large object. Globulars now clusters of stars. Now these, in this particular case, are gravitationally bound together. And the stars being produced and the stars dying all within this. And that is something that a child might see with good eyesight in the dark sky. There's a fuzzy blob in the sky. Most of us need a telescope, but it is possible to see if you're good enough with your eyesight. It's in the constellation of Hercules, the hero, and as you can see, it's a long, long way away. So it's a very, very big object, as are most in the night sky. An open cluster is not necessarily bound together, but a lot of them are. Sometimes it's just a cluster of stars, some in front of the other, which give the impression there's a bunch of them together. They're not always related. In this case they are. This is the Pleiades, often called the Seven Sisters. If you look in the night sky, you know the constellation of Orion. You'll see this over to the right with the naked eye, and you can usually see about 5 or 6, maybe 7 stars with the average eyesight. This is one obviously taken with a camera, and it's in the constellation of Taurus, the bull. Nebulae. They consist of clouds of dust and gas. Some reflect light, some emit light. This particular one, in the Orion nebula, is emitting light, and it's ionized gas that's been thrown out, and it's in a star-forming region, so the star's being made in this constellation. The top small picture shows what you would see through a telescope or binoculars, and over to the right is what you would see with the naked eye, the night sky, and you can see the 3 stars that form Orion's belt. And at the bottom of the arrows, that is where the Orion is, and it's on Orion's sword, at the bottom of Orion's sword. As you can see, there is actually quite a lot of colour in there when you actually bring it out with a bit of photo processing. This particular nebula is very large, several times the size of the Moon, and it's in the constellation of Rhinoceros, which is the unicorn, and it's required photo processing to actually bring out the detail that you see there. And just give you an example of this. Here's another one, which is the Veil Nebula, or Witch's Broom. This is the Western Veil, and you can see it isn't just a round thing, it's wispy filaments of light being emitted gases, and it's part of a large loop which stretches across several areas of the sky. And this is another part of it, and another part of it is like a large circle where the nebula exploded, and this is the gas and dust that it's throwing out. These images, in order to see them, have to be processed. This is a particular processing package with the self-affinity. It's very similar to Photoshop, for those of you who know it. You can see lots and lots of stars, but you can't see any nebula. If you look carefully, you can see a darker patch in the middle where there's fewer stars, and that's because the nebula sat in front of it is excluding the light. As I say, it's dust and gas. So when we process it, that's what we see. So before and after. Hence the reason why we have to do the processing. But there's so much detail in there when you process it. It's not just nebula you see. There are comets up there. This is comet Neowise. Some of you may remember that a year or so ago. This is a picture taken by one of our members in York. And you can see it with the naked eye, or you can just take pictures. Shooting stars. Seen a few myself over York. When you see a good one like this, it is a wow moment. And if you do see it, you will say wow. Some of them are small, tiny, last for a few seconds, some last for half a second. But if you get in a dark sky site, especially around August, you're likely to see these. And there's other things up there, International Space Station, for example. You can get an app on your phone, which will tell you when it's coming over. You can rush outside and watch it go across the night sky. This is clearly a photograph, you wouldn't see that, but it does appear as what appears to look like a star moving across the sky in a particular place, and the apps will always tell you where they are and when they're arriving. But you can get a little bit artistic as well. This is a star. It is the Sirius, which is the dog star. It's the brightest star in the night sky, in the constellation of Canis Major, the big dog. And as you can see, by moving the camera around on a long exposure, it's actually bringing out the colours, and I think that's rather artistic and quite pretty. You can do that with an iPhone. And of course, there's the Moon. We all look at the Moon from time to time, but some images can get close with a good telescope, like you see on the right there. Some images on the left there, you can quite easily pick up with an iPhone. And we all like looking at the Moon now and again. The crescent Moon is quite a nice thing to see in the night sky when clouds allow. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm sure you'll enjoy the rest of the evening while you listen to some more music. Thank you.